Today, July the 4th, 2020, we celebrate the birth of our nation. 224 years ago, our founding fathers acted upon treason, defied the tyrannical crown of England, and put into motion a series of events that created the perfect experiment. That is American democracy. Today, July the 4th, 2020, that experiment is in jeopardy of fading into the abyss, hijacked by the extremist BLM movement, socialist Democrats, and the left-wing media. Today, on our nation's birthday, I'm here to set the record straight, expose the continued lies of today's liberal establishment, and declare new independence, absolute freedom from the modern fascist movement invading our country. Today, I say that America retakes what is rightfully hers. Our God-given rights will not fade away under the despair and desperation of the Democratic Party. Join me today on the first day of our new revolution. I am your host, Eric Wright, and this is the Closet Conservative Podcast. From sea to shining sea, America continues to crumble. Under the destruction of homes and businesses, monuments, and everyday life, Democrats and the left-wing lunatics of this nation attempt to erode nearly 225 years of American democracy. For Biden and those who follow the socialist scent and have become drunk under the grotesque grain liberal liquor, the complete and utter devastation of our freedom is the ultimate goal. I'm here to tell you that the skin color charade perpetrated by the left is just that, a complete sham and fabrication aimed at destroying the very fiber of our nation's freedom. Democrats want nothing more than to ignite yet another civil war among these United States. From north to south, east to west, our country's cities are burning before our very eyes. Our nation's leaders and law enforcement stand aimlessly as anarchists, propagated and financed by the Democratic establishment. Destroy our nation. From CNN to MSNBC, the liberal gasbag media pundits ramble off continued white privilege statements and attempt to pin friends and family members against themselves with their gotcha mantras. Folks, I am so sick and tired of being white and listening to the left today that expect me to apologize for the color of my skin. I could no more help the fact that I grace this earth as a skinny Caucasian boy, no more than the others in this country that were born black, Asian, Hispanic, or Native American. I'm here to state that I'm proud to be white, but I am more proud to be a God-fearing American. That's where Democrats and those who strayed off the reservation of reality have lost their minds. In today's America, it does not matter the color of your skin, but it does matter who you are and where you go. But what's more important is how you get there. The road traveled, the action you take while traveling, and how you treat others during your trip of life will be your legacy. And in the end, we came and we will leave this world just the same. I want to talk a minute about white privilege. What is the price of my paler skin? You see, the Democrats in this country want to compare the haves and the have-nots. And when it comes to race, the whites are the haves and the blacks are the have-nots in today's liberal doctrine. For far too long, Democrats have apathetically apologized for the continued struggle of the black race in this country. Their means to help blacks is to continue to reward with absolutely no merit. Democrats state that whites in this country are privileged, and I'm about to bust this lie open. During Obama's presidency, blacks at 41.6% were more likely to participate in government assistance programs in an average month. Hispanics followed the black population rate at 36.4%. During the Obama administration, approximately 52.2 million Americans, or 21.3% of our population in the United States, participated in government assistance programs. Meanwhile, on the whitewashed main streets of America, the privileged continued to work hard, or hard enough just not to qualify for assistance. The reason? The color of their skin. No, it wasn't because they were black. It was because they were white, or too productive, or made just over the threshold for assistance. You see, in America, under Democratic Party rule, do nothing and you will be rewarded significantly. For blacks in this country, it isn't the hundreds of years of oppression that is the obstacle to success. No. It is your upbringing, your decision-making, and your lack of effort and accountability for your actions. It isn't the images of our founding fathers in painting or sculpture. It is the failure for you to prioritize your life to be a productive and contributing member of society. You see, since Obama financially and socially raped our country, it became cool to travel upon Air Force One. And I'm not referring to the plane of our commander-in-chief. No, I'm referring to several $100 pairs of tennis shoes called Air Force Ones. I chose not to work and travel from my public housing apartment to the store in my Escalade with beat headphones in my ears and a $400 outfit only to pull out my SNAP card at the checkout stand. That's where our nation has come to. Want to discuss more privileges? Why don't we talk about having countless organizations and college funds funded by American taxpayers that only benefit the African American race? Or we could talk about the out-of-control, out-of-wedlock birthing of babies that increase the social tax liability of taxpayers to provide more subsidies in food, childcare, and schooling to the children of parents who do not contribute. I'm sick and tired of being asked to apologize for the color of my skin. I sit here before you now and state that we shall not apologize for the tone of our skin colors. For to be American, it doesn't matter what color you are or where you came from. To be an American is to believe that the world is your oyster. To be an American, you can be anything and rise to any level that you want. But folks, this is the liberal agenda. Democrats want to tear down our monuments, erase our nation's history, and indoctrinate generations to come that it's okay to settle. It is acceptable to be second best. No need to strive for success. After all, Democrats have deprived and deliberately debunked the black race in this country for nearly 70 years. For Biden and his followers, if you keep the black people in America down and you keep them dependent on government, we, the left, stay in power. Ladies and gentlemen, our nation is at an impasse, a crossroads of freedom. The path we choose will determine if democracy is left for our children and our children's children. Eroding the history of our country, the good, the bad, and the ugly, is a dangerous game we are playing. July the 4th, 2020, there is not an American living today that truly understands slavery. Why? Because there isn't a soul alive today in the United States that has ever been a slave or has ever owned slaves. Looking to the past will absolutely leave you there, thereby allowing you to miss the present and falsely interpret the future. How will our nation overcome this intentional invasion of perversity? For me, it is to never forget where I came from and what I am. I'm a proud, white, God-fearing American who grew up in a family of love, taught to help his neighbor when in need, and take accountability for my actions. I've never laid blame on others for my shortcomings or my mistakes. The lessons learned in my life have absolutely nothing to do with the color of my skin, but my love for my God, my nation, and my fellow man. Let's cut the crap and let's get our country out from behind the charade of continued liberal lies. God bless each of you today as you celebrate our nation's independence. Let us never forget the lives of those lost, black and white, male and female, who paid the ultimate price for us to live in absolute freedom. This is Eric Wright, and this has been the Closet Conservative Podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to subscribe to our podcast. Please remember to give a 5-star review and share our podcast with your friends. The Closet Conservative Podcast is a production of the Liberty Loft. Copyright The Liberty Loft, 2020. You can find more shows and information on our website, www.thelibertyloft.com, or any of our social media channels.